So, every time you go into a new year, the key is to have a certain mindset. Like if you were to choose a word for a year or a couple words for the year, what would it be? Today, I was watching a video that Mario shared with me. It's a talk I gave in 2015 when I was living in an RV for 30 days, going from LA to Miami to New York to Niagara Falls to San Francisco back to LA. And this is a stop at, I believe, San Bernardino Valley. And we're there and I'm giving this talk. And it was probably one of the best ones I give out of the 16 stops that I had. And the message, while I'm listening to it, I'm getting emotional. Listen to the 5-year younger Pat giving the message at 37 years old, 36 years old. But you have to hear what mindset it is that hopefully you will take going into 2020. I'm not going to show you the whole talk because it's 23 minutes, but I'm going to just show you a 3, 4, 5-minute segment of a speech I gave while I was on San Bernardino. So let's take a look at this here together. You ever met bitter people? Anybody met bitter, depressed people? Do you ever wonder why some of us sometimes are so bitter and depressed? I used to want to find out what causes people to be lazy until I figured out why people are lazy. I wanted to find out at one point, why am I so lazy when I was a kid? Do you know, it's a very simple research. Does anybody know what causes laziness? A boring life. Boredom is the seed of laziness. When we watch a boring movie, what happens to us? We fall asleep. When you watch an exciting movie, what happens to us? We don't fall asleep. That's your life. If your life is boring, you're lazy. If your life doesn't have a lot of action, you don't have a lot of energy. And I saw that in my life. But you know what causes bitterness and what causes depression? You ever met bitter people that everything to them is like, they're so bitter to be around? Do you know what it is? Let me tell you what causes happiness and what causes bitterness. And here's all it is. People who no longer create anything are depressed and bitter. And people who continuously create, they're happy.
Watch.
You want me to give you an example?
Tell us.
My mom and dad divorced in 1989. 20 years they didn't see each other. My mom told me I will never be in the same room with your dad. My dad said I will never see your mom ever again. 20 years I prayed. I wanted to have them to be in the same room together. 20 years later they did. You know why? Because my niece was born. My sister created a child. When she created that child, everybody showed up. And everybody was happy. My mom and dad talked to each other with no problems. How many times have you seen grandkids bring families together? Anybody's ever seen grandkids, what they do to a family? Everyone shows up out of nowhere. If we don't create, we're not happy. You see people who are bitter, make a list of what they've been creating. Nothing. They're not happy. They don't have happiness. There's not fulfillment there. Anybody's ever bought anything from IKEA? You ever bought anything from IKEA? Do you ever realize, like afterwards, what the heck was I thinking about going to this IKEA? My wife, I come home, babe. Yeah, baby. See that box? Yeah, baby, what's your point with the box? You know, when we said we're going to make that shelf, we're going to make that little cabinet together today, babe. Babe, we never make it together. You just hand me the screwdriver, baby. I mean, that's not making it together. So then you go over there, you're all ticked off. Man, you know what I'm talking about, guys. So we go over there, we're like this, talking behind, under saying stuff, and you look at the box, 198 parts, and you open the manual, it's in French. I don't speak French, like give me an English manual, and you start building this thing, right? And you're so furious, and you're getting close to what? Finishing it. And then your masterpiece is done. And then your parents show up. Hey, Mom, I created that thing. I am the creator of that thing. Son, don't touch it. I created it. Do not touch it. Hey, John, you know that thing right there? I created it. I did it. IKEA has become a multi-billion-dollar company because they figured out people become happy when they create things. Sudoku game is good because when you create and finish the diabolic formula, whatever it is, you're all happy. You know what I'm talking about? Puzzles, we create, we're happy. But those are just actions that don't make you money. Another thing we've realized we need is a community. We need to be part of a community. You know who learned that? Instagram, Facebook. You know what we do nowadays? Here's what we do. Hey, look, give me the duck lips.
5.5 years ago, by the way. 5.5 years ago. This is June of 15.
Hashtag. Okay, great. That's a good pick, man. It was a good bet. It's going to blow up. Watch. They say 150 times a day we look at this thing. 150
it's a lot higher today.
We go, oh, bro, 17 likes in 4 minutes. Woo, it's good. It's good. Oh, my God, this is good. Oh, so you walk around. I'm going to check it again. 34. We're on track for having the best one. My best one is 68. 69 likes. Woo! Instagram. How come Jerry didn't like the picture? How weird are we, right? Because we need a community. You know what's the last one? You know what's the last one? This is why Russian Empire failed miserably and the country finally went to Gorbachev and said, get the heck out of here. Communism doesn't work. Do you know why it doesn't work? As much as they're trying to convince Americans it works. Do you know why it doesn't work? Do you know why it doesn't work? Because we love having a sense of ownership. We have to have ownership. When anybody's been to a game and your kid scores a touchdown, what does a parent typically do? Hey, I'm sorry, did you see that? That's my boy. So he runs like his daddy. He's kind of like, he's an athlete like his father. How are you, sir? I know I kind of gained weight, but that was me 32 years ago. Son, I'm proud of you, buddy. That's my son. Hey, whose wife is this? It's my wife. Why are you looking at her? It's my wife. Look at my wife. It's my wife. My wife. Whose husband is that? It's my husband? Don't you be looking at my husband over there. I'm telling you, it's my husband right there, okay? Get your eyes off her. Hey, whose lawn is it? Get off my lawn. Whose house is this? Whose car is this? Mine. You know why? Because we need to have a sense of ownership. Do you know what's crazy? Let me tell you what's crazy. Create community sense of ownership is all the activities that create happiness, fulfillment, and meaningful life. Do you know all entrepreneurs do all day long is create, they're part of a community and they own their business. That's why.
I'm going to stop right here. That's about 5 minutes right there. You can go watch the rest. But 3 words for you to be thinking about going into 2021. Create, meaning stay in creation mode this year. Create. Create what? Create momentum, create opportunities, create unknowns. Stay in creation mode the entire year, especially in December with momentum going into 2021. Number 2, find the right community. Look, I can guarantee you one thing here. Wherever you are in your life right now, it's because of the community you're part of. I don't know what community you're part of. I don't know who's around you. I don't know who in your community challenges you. I don't know who in your community lifts you up. Yesterday we had a meeting at Maggiano. I held a meeting with all my directors here at the home office, and I told them that we were reading a book together called No Rules Rules, and everybody's like, why are you recommending this book here to me? Because in the book, it's very challenging for the CEO to recommend a book like that, because in the book, it tells employees to go shop your salaries. So we're sitting there talking, and I say, let me ask my opening question for everybody. Let me ask you a question. Are you guys surprised at why I recommended this book to you? Everybody started laughing. Yeah, why would you recommend this right now? I said, because if we're going to go into 2021 with the vision to be able to fulfill, we have a very big vision that we want to do. We have to upgrade. I have to upgrade. If I have to upgrade, you want to upgrade. And everybody started giving their feedback. And it's a community. So we're in creation mode. We have a community. And last but not least, we take ownership in what we do. 2021, take ownership. Your losses, take ownership. You know, one of the quotes I read in a recent book I read, it said, whisper your successes, shout your failures, right? Whisper your successes, shout your failures. Meaning what? I failed. I made a mistake. I screwed up. You know, it was a terrible mistake. I could have done it better. What if I did it this way? Yeah, we won, but we got a great team, and our team really came through and they did their part. But let me tell you about the 19 mistakes I made in 2020. Let me tell you about the 13 mistakes I made in 2020. Stay in creation mode, find the right community, sense of ownership for everything you do. Take ownership of the things that's going to happen for you in 2021, and you'll be surprised what's going to happen to you with the results you'll get. I remember when I shifted to this mindset years ago, 90 days later, I couldn't even recognize my life. There was a certain peace of mind I had because I just kind of knew everything was going to work out for me. I remember one day I'm at my house in Granada Hills. My dad's right there. We're roommates. This is 2002, 2003. MBNA calls me because I owe them $5,800 and I haven't paid them nothing for 6 months because I'm broke. But I'm working my ass off and I'm in creation mode. I'm in the right community. I'm taking ownership of all my faults. They call me. I pick up. Hey, how you doing? Great. I joke with him. I said, listen, I know why you're calling me. I want to pay it off. He says, what do you mean? I don't have any money right now. But I'm telling you, I'm busting my ass. I'm going to pay you guys off. You don't have to worry about me filing bankruptcy. You don't have to be worrying about doing anything. Just stop bothering me so I can get to work so I can pay you off. The guy starts laughing. I said, you'll see I'm going to call you and pay you off. 12 months later, Hey, how you doing? What's going on? I'm ready to pay off, and I paid off. Why? Creation, community, sense of ownership, life-changing. If you haven't watched this entire speech I gave here, it's called The DNA of an Entrepreneur. Click over here to watch the whole thing. And I challenge you and encourage you to what you hear here, and put it in, like internalize it for your own self. Write it down. Put it all over your phone. Make reminders, and then go into 2021 with the kind of momentum you've never had in your life in the month of December. And then in 2021, it could potentially be the beginning of the greatest years of your life.